Hey everyone, Ashley here from the West Salem location of the La Crosse County Library. Welcome back to Book Talk. I have 3 books for you today that I'm going to talk to you about. The first one is called The Guest List, and it's by Lucy Foley. So the guest list, I'm going to start out by saying that the author has a lot of point of views going on in this book. Typically, I don't particularly care for that. However, the author does do a good job of helping the reader keep track of who is talking, the point of view of who is speaking as you're reading, or in my case, as I was listening to the book. So it takes place off the coast of Ireland on a small island. The guests are gathering to celebrate the wedding of 2 people as they join their lives for one. Now there's the groom, and he's handsome and he's charming and he's a rising television star. And then there's the bride, and she's beautiful, she's smart, she's ambitious, and she works for a magazine as a publisher. So it's the wedding for a magazine or for a celebrity, the designer dress, there's a remote location, the elegant party gifts, and the boutique whiskey. So the cell service may be a little bit patchy in spots, and the ways may be rough, but every detail has been expertly planned and will be expertly executed. But perfection, as we all know, is only for plans, and people are all too human. So as the champagne is popped and the festivities begin, resentments and petty jealousies begin to mingle with the guests and the well wishes. So the groomsmen begin by doing some drinking games from their school days. The bridesmaid, not so accidentally, ruining her dress, and the bride's oldest male friend giving an uncomfortable, caring toast. And then someone turns up dead. Who didn't wish the happy couple well? And more importantly, why? That is The Guest List. The next book we're going to talk about is called What Is Mine? And that is by Helen Klein Ross. So imagine this: you turn your back on your baby who's in her shopping cart while you're out in the store for just a couple minutes. You're taking a phone call from work, and you're distracted, and it's just mere minutes, but you will regret those minutes for the rest of your life. Your baby has been taken. Now this is every mother's nightmare, right? I just can't imagine the sheer terror that would turn your blood cold. So this book takes on this very scenario. So Lucy Wakefield is an ordinary person, and during a very desperate moment, she does something extraordinary. She takes a baby girl from a shopping cart, and she raises this baby girl as her own. Now, somehow she manages to keep this secret. She keeps it from her daughter, for 2 decades, from her daughter, from her babysitter who helped raise her, from her family, from her co-workers, and from her friends. Now, when Lucy's daughter who's now grown, Mia, when she discovers the devastating truth of her origins, she's overwhelmed with confusion, and she's angry, and rightfully so. And she's determined to not speak to the woman who raised her again. So she reaches out to her birth mother for a tearful reunion, and Lucy feels that she needs to flee the country to China to avoid prosecution. So what follows is a ripple effect that alters the lives of many and challenges our understanding of the very meaning of motherhood. And that is What Was Mine. The last book I am going to talk to you about is called The Night Before. It's by Wendy Walker. So 12 hours earlier, she was hopeful, she was excited, and she was safe. Now she's gone. So Laura is unlucky in love, and she's haunted by a teenage tragedy that has defined her life. She always seems to choose the wrong men. So she's determined to give love and herself one more chance. So she goes back to her childhood neighborhood, and she joins an internet dating site. She has an immediate connection with a man there, and she decides to meet him on a blind date. Now she's nervous, she's excited, and Laura walks out of her sister Rosie's house to meet up with her blind date, except for she doesn't return. Rosie begins a frantic search for her sister to uncover what really happened to Laura the night before. So those are my 3 books here that I have to recommend for you today. Thank you for joining me, and we'll see you next time.